that the Syrian army has announced the fall of the regime leader Bashar Al Assad, and they say that opposition forces have captured large parts of the capital Damascus following a rapid advance over the past few days. Also, the country's Prime Minister issued a statement in which he said, "We stretch our hands to all Syrians, including the opposition." Let's get more on this now from Farah al Atassi, who is a former senior member of the Syria Opposition Coalition. She kindly joins me now on the line from Washington, D.C. First of all, Farah, your reaction to this development that Bashar al Assad, it seems by all intents and purposes, is gone.
Yes, my reaction is exactly the same reaction of every Syrian who loves Syria, who see a just ending for the Syrian revolution that lasted over 13 years. I would like first to congratulate my people, the Syrian people, on this great victory, on this well-deserved victory. Now we can turn the page of Assad regime. Now we can start a new page of hope, of unity, of justice, of building a new nation, a nation that has been almost forgotten in the media, that almost been forgotten by the United Nations, that been almost forgotten by everyone the past 4 or 5 years. But today we see a new dawn, a new hope for the Syrian people to return home, to rebuild, to unite with the families. We saw the freeing of the prisoners from Assad regime prisons. You know how many meetings and international conference that I personally attended and participated in, and the international community couldn't free one political prisoner from Assad's regime. Today, the revolution, the Syrian people with their own hand are freeing their brothers and sisters. So it's a big victory for Syria. We knew that this day is coming. Today really will mark a historical day that went into history that as a just ending for the Syrian revolution. And my evaluation is like everyone else, the Syrian people unite themselves, the military group, as everyone knows, there have been a lot of differences and political agendas, but at the end they all united under one flag, under the Syrian revolution flag. They organized and they orchestrated this operation very, very well. We didn't see really any mess. We didn't see the destruction of any religious entities or any public buildings. We just heard the transitional prime minister of the Assad regime saying that he's staying home and he will transfer power peacefully to the freedom fighter and the Syrian revolution. So all of it so far is going well. So congratulations to us, to the Syrian people.
Farah, it seems that key politicians around the world and even viewers, everybody's focus has been on the conflicts that have been taking place elsewhere in terms of Israel, Gaza, Lebanon and Ukraine, Russia. Has this conflict still been burning on in the background, almost unnoticed? Is that how we got to this point? Because it seems like it escalated in the last just few weeks, but presumably this has been going on for quite some time unnoticed.
Yes, of course, it's all connected, and everyone who works in politics and the geopolitical changes that are happening in the Levant area specifically. As you know, the one problem that the Syrian people faced is all of this regional and international interference in the Syrian files. Every country has their own agenda, right and left. So that reflects negatively on the Syrian revolution. But of course, the recent development since the Al Aqsa flood in Gaza and all the consequences that happened after the weakening the allies of Assad regime, because as we all know, the Syrian revolution was advancing and was very close to Damascus. I am from Homs, from the capital of the revolution. We know very well that we were very close to Damascus till 2015 when the Russian entered Syria and started bombing the Syrian people. And this is where the Syrian revolution started to withdraw and go back to Idlib. But today, all of these circumstances that was a big threat to the Syrian revolution a few years ago. It's not there anymore. As we know, the Syrian people and the freedom fighter and the Free Syrian Army, all of them were fighting Hezbollah, were fighting Iraqi militia, were fighting Iranian militia, were fighting a lot of internal also Syrian local agenda and forces. We all know who it is inside Syria. So that's why it has been a very complicated file, the Syrian file. But right now, because of all the regional changes that's happening, because of all of the side I would say bargains that happening, also the election of President Trump, and it really moved a lot of files quickly, I would say. But all of this will be more clear in the coming weeks and probably coming months, and also after the inauguration of President Trump in January 21st, because I think there will be not only a solution to Syria, there will be more a regional solution, because people are tired from wars, people are tired from division, people are tired from slogans. They want just to live and let live. They want to live in dignity, in peace. They want to send their kids to proper education. They want to have electricity, water. This is what the Syrian people want. And of course, the regional challenges and the regional factors that were a main threat to the Syrian revolution to achieve its goals has been gone the past, would say, few months. So the freedom fighter and the HTS and the Syrian, everyone who support the revolution saw an opportunity to advance and take advantage of the changes that happening and weakening of the two sticks that the regime was holding on, which is Iran and of course Russia's involvement in Ukraine. So that's, we should say, were main factors as well to help the Syrian revolution to advance very fast the way it happened the past week.
You want... Okay, I do apologise. Okay, so if you can still hear me, it's clear that you think this is a huge improvement for the people of Syria, that the Assad regime ends. In terms of the forces that are coming in, though, the opposition groups, HTS, Syrian National Army, do you have confidence? Yes, they're good at winning wars, but do you have confidence they have what it takes to bring a prosperous and improved future for the civilians in the country?
Of course, nobody has the magic stick. As every nation in conflict, there are a lot of challenges, there are a lot of uncertainties. But the most important for the Syrian people, that the cause of the problem, which is Assad regime, is gone. So now Syrians, from all their religious beliefs, from their ethnicities, all of them, and political parties, they can sit on one table right now without having any external influence, sit together and talk and discuss the new Syria that they want. I would say the HTS and the experience that the Syrian freedom fighters and the Syrian revolution people who are mainly in Aleppo, as you know, most of the revolutionary cities like Daraa, Homs, Al-Ghouta, Hama, when it fall in the hands of Assad and his regime 5 and 6 years ago, the freedom fighters and the rebels were transformed to Idlib. This is where they have a new governor's small style of a new small state within the city of Idlib. So they learned how to organize themselves. They trained military, they trained the police officers, they trained the engineers to make the Shihab drones. They worked very, very hard. I am sure there will be a lot of mistakes, and we can't cross the bridge before we reach it. So today we reach that bridge. So now we can talk about the day next. The most important thing that the international community was trying to force the Syrian people to sit with Bashar al Assad, who was the main problem, who displaced millions of people, who used chemical weapon against his people. Look today, he left even his supporter. He didn't even come to the TV to announce that he is stepping down. What a coward! How could you leave even your own people, those people who believed for you, who fought for you, who said بالروح بالدم نفديك يا بشار? He left, he ran like a coward. And then the international community at that time, they wanted to us saying, oh, we told them the Syrian revolution went to change the regime. We didn't went out and did all these sacrifices and the bloodshed and all this displaced and the being killed and the detainee to change the constitution. This is what the Syrian people went out and was fighting for 11 years. This is what they've been trying to tell us through the Constitutional Committee, through Astana, through all of those wasteless time and efforts in these international meetings. If they supported the will of the people of Syria, if they supported the freedom fighter at that time, and nobody interfered in Syria, specifically Iran and Russia did not interfere, and Hezbollah and the Iraqi militia, and internal Syrian affair, we could have saved lots of bloodshed, lots of destruction, a lot of resources has been wasted because Bashar al-Assad didn't take up to himself and come to his people and say, I am stepping down to save Syria. I am stepping down to save my country. I am stepping down to save my people. And look, today he just ran away as a coward. So I can't give any congratulation. We have been trying to somehow do a lot of brainstorming and work for the day next. We have all the scenarios. We are ready. We are ready for the day next, my brothers and sisters. I think the Syrian people have suffered a lot. They tried self-rule themselves in Idlib, and there have been a lot of challenges, but they succeed to some extent. There is bread there is electricity there is phone SIM cards there. So it's actually Idlib is better than the areas under the regime control at that time. So I think it will take time. It will take a lot of challenges. It will take a lot of hard work. It take a lot of goodwill from the Syrian people that enough is enough. We want to turn that page. Assad has gone over. Let's talk about forgiveness. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about unity. We don't want to go to the past and say if and what and blah, blah, blah. Let's focus about today, December 8th, 2024, as a new birth of the Syrian nation.
Farah, thank you so much for coming on. Farah al Atassi is my guest, former senior member of the Syria Opposition Coalition.